Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. Here we are, folks, back at the C30. Man, it looks like that exhaust manifold is falling down on the head over time. I'm going to have to tie that up to get that off of there so I can get the head in place. But first things first, we got the water pump. I'm going to put the water pump on. Paul sent me a picture of the date on this thing. They filed off Volvo, and that's the date. The 4th month, 2019. Brand new Asian pump. We're going to wipe that engine off and get this thing on and torqued. Oh, wow. We got a broken gasket. So I got to run home real quick, grab a water pump gasket, and come right back. Take 5. Stopping by the salvage yard to do a reconnaissance mission. Honda, VW, Toyota, Kia, BMW. Ooh, it's gold. Nice. Honda. Guess that's a Kia maybe. Nissan, BMW. Volvos are getting scarce. Got a 740 turbo. 89 model. Whew, these leather seats been beat by the sun for a long time. Spare. Got my favorite wheels on it. Love those wheels. Looked like they had to beat up the grill. Get the hood open, beat up the hood. It's got 3 of the wheels on it. $740, y'all. Red block, baby. Let me see what the cluster looks like on this thing. I can't remember if these things had turbo. I don't think they had. Yep, turbo boost gauge. 130,000 non-original miles. Customized ignition. A battery voltmeter. Nice. And the oil, I don't know. I guess that's coolant temp. Coolant temp gauge. Man, somebody beat this car up pretty good. Oh, got some yellow shocks on it. Man, they wiped out a few rows since I've been here last. I don't think they'll put any more in before Monday. Which means if I want that dang transmission out of that 850, I need to get that thing tomorrow. This is that car that Santos was telling me about. Seats are not bad. Ouch, I feel like I just got cut. A little worn, not bad. Man, they done put 3 rows of vehicles in here since I've been here. Let me go up here and down the other side. Look at here. We got a C30. It's 01. Got some wheels I've never seen before. Black interior. Does not have the special audio system. does have two good sun visors that are black. That's nice, comfortable steering wheel. Does not have the knob on it. Shifter, stereo's missing. Toolkit tools. Window's broken out. Top doesn't look destroyed yet. Hey, it's got a Volvo reflector in it. Power amp is back there. I don't know if this is a T5 or not. Let me see if it says T5 back here. Doesn't say T5, so it's probably not. Low pressure turbo. Doo-doo-doo. And there you have it, folks. C30. See what's under the hood, which is banged up. Ouch. Somebody replaced the struts on it at one time. We are back here on Paul's C30. Put this coolant pipe on here. I guess I got it the right direction. I don't see no other way. But this coolant pipe wraps around like this. It's much easier to put this on outside of the car. Then you got 3 look like 14mm bolts here that go into the side of this bracket, and then you got this big bolt here, and this looks like maybe a 14 there, a 10 there. Hold this tube in here. So I'm gonna bolt this on, and then I'm gonna set the head in there. Looks like I'm gonna have to lift the exhaust. I already have the exhaust manifold gasket on there. Tighten these on here, which support the engine mount, and keep cracking. The weather's getting bad. All right, we got this gasket set in place. We got the rings holding it in position. I put a socket down there to hold this exhaust manifold up. Hopefully it's high enough to get the studs through the manifold. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the head in place and prepare to torque this thing down. When I was pushing the head back, it lifted the exhaust manifold up, and the exhaust manifold fell over the bolts. So we're good to go. Then I pushed the head down on the guide pins, and you can see the front says, I think this says up front. The torque sequence is a little different on this head gasket. So I follow the torque sequence, and then you do the torque specs there. So we have gone through the first round, 20 Newton meters. Now we're about to hit 60 Newton meters. We got the head all torqued down, getting ready to clean off the head surface, and wanted to set the cams in the cam cover to see how that fit. And I noticed looks like aluminum weld there. Then I looked over here, there's aluminum weld there, and then I looked right here, there's a crack in the dang cam cover there. I don't think that would affect the way this thing will function, but that is a little concerning. On the other side of that weld, you flip it over, you see plugged there. On the other side of that weld, you got that spot there, and over top of that crack, I see that there. I don't see the crack coming all the way through, So hopefully it's not a big deal. But the head and cam cover we sent them didn't have cracks. Little chip out of that there too. So it's a little bit surprising marks on this cam cover that we didn't expect to see. So I'm going to clean this up, check the cams in here, set this stuff in place, and get this installed. Another thing I noticed is that the cam seal, when I set that in the head, it sits like flush against the head. So these cam seals don't go in far. They sit right against the head surface. Got the same thing there. That cam seal sits right on the edge of that head. These P1 cams are different. The exhaust cam has a T30 on the back. The intake cam has a T40 on the back. However, this one was over tightened and the screw head was damaged. It's best to get these off so you can put the cam locking tools on. Unfortunately, can't get that screw off unless I drill it out. Then I'll need a screw to put in there if I do that. So we're going to leave this hoping that the timing is correct on the front side. I'm going to go ahead, acetone off the head, acetone off the cover, and then wipe these cams off and put this stuff together. This thing already has assembly lube in here. Any dirt I find in here from this thing sitting over the weeks, I'm going to wipe out. I'm going to try to leave all the assembly lube in I can. Then we're going to put this cam cover on and keep moving forward. Yeah. Got the seals on because I did not remove the hubs. Timing marks up at the top. Hopefully that'll be proper. I got to get that crank, make sure that crank is on, double check that. I couldn't get that off, but that's how that looks, in case you want to know. And that's how that one looks on the exhaust. I did pull the exhaust one off, put it back on. So you want to make sure the crank is on before you put the cam cover on. That way the pistons is clear of the valves. So when you put this cam cover on, you're good to go. Double check the crank mark is still on. See that tip right there? This right here lines up with the crank mark in there. So that's still on. I could draw down that cam cover and not make any valve contact. And if the cams are off, I could turn those cams around anywhere I want, 360 degrees. Won't get no valve contact. This piston is not top dead center. It's on the mark, which is before top dead center. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I dropped my screws in now, draw this cover down. I don't think none of this stuff needs to be in. I could put all that in after the cover's installed.
It's got one plug.
We have the cam cover torqued down, dropping in the Volvo plugs. These plugs have longer thread pitch on them. So I'm gonna check the gap, toss them in there. Found the oil cap that goes in there. I lubricated the seal, cleaned the cap off as best I could. And these are the two screws that came in there. I had that in a Ziploc bag together. I'm putting together a puzzle. I'm looking for my intake manifold bolts. Hadn't put that together so long. I don't know where the heck those are. So I'm fishing. I already put the spark plugs in. Checked the gap on those before I did that. The intake manifolds here, I cleaned that off. That little brass piece there fits inside there. Then of course the PCV tube here goes over that deal there. I need to find out where this coolant hose goes into something. I'm looking for that. Puzzle. This here plugs into there. And it's got a little carbon on it. Man, I don't know if that's, I guess that's some kind of vacuum EGR tube thing. I thought it was carrying coolant, but it's not. I looked under the car and I found the old intake manifold under here. So that's where, of course, I got the bolts for it. So here are the bolts for the intake manifold. I'm gonna go ahead and put that piece of the puzzle together. Not sure why one bolt didn't have a washer. Let me see if those washers come off and find that. Alright, so I got the intake manifold gasket in place. Got those little slits there, but I'm not sure. You got that port there, that port there. I gotta work that down. I re-crimped that PCV hose on there. So let me set that in place, get the rest of these bolts started, and then work on getting this plenum on top of the intake manifold. I might have to move this out of the way just to get that intake manifold on there. Then I got the fuel line there to work on, the fuel rail. Little bit of a puzzle still. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.